Hello everyone. We have already discussed the splay trees in the previous session. Along with that, we have also started with the bottom-up approach and discussed the insertion operation over there. Today, we are going to discuss rest of the operations to be performed on the splay tree using bottom-up approach. So, we will start with the search operation. As we have seen, the search operation, it can either be a successful or an unsuccessful operation. So, if the search is successful, we have to splay at the node for which search is performed. On the other hand, if it is an unsuccessful search, then we have to splay at a node which we have visited just before reaching the null pointer. So let's say in this tree, we have performed a search operation and we have searched for node 80. So we have to follow a path from root. So 50 and 80, it is a greater than relationship. So we will move right. Then 60, 80, again greater than, move right. Then 90, 80, less than relationship, move left. And finally 70, 80 greater than relationship, we will move right. And we found the node 80, 80. Since the node is found, we have to make this 80 the root of the tree. So again, we have to identify which rotation to perform. So here 70 and 80, they are connected via right child pointer, and 70, 90, they are connected by a left child pointer. So again, it is a case of zigzag. So after the zigzag operation, 80 will become root of this subtree which is rooted at 90 now. 90 along with the subtree will be shifted to right of 80 and 70 will become left of 80. So we will get this structure. Again, we have to check the relationship of 80 with its parent 60. It is right. And again, 60, it is related to its parent 50 via right child relationship. So we have to perform zig. So first left rotation at 50 followed by another left rotation at 60. So finally we will get 80 as the root of the tree. With this, we are done with the search operation on 80. So the process is simple. You have to perform the basic BST operation and then you have to splay at that particular node on which we have performed the operation. In the next scenario, we have unsuccessful search case. So in this tree, as you can see, 80 is not existing. And if we perform a search for 80, then we have to traverse the path which we have discussed in the previous example. That is, we have to start with 50, then 60, then 90, and finally we reach 70. At 70, we will check if 80 is less than or greater than 70. Since 80 is greater than 70, if it is present, it should be somewhere at the right of 70. But now right of 70, it is null. So we have reached a condition where null pointer is found instead of the value which we are searching for. So now we have to splay at this node, that is 70. So as you can see here, we have to first check the relationship of 60, 90 and 70. And again 60, 90, it is right child pointer relationship, and 90, 70 a left child pointer relationship. So we have to go for zigzag, and then finally we have to perform a single zig left rotation in order to make 70 the root of the tree. So after a single zig rotation, we will get this structure. So in summary, if a search is successful, splay at the node which we have searched. If it is unsuccessful, we have to splay at the node which we have visited before reaching the null pointer. Next, we have find min and find max operations. So we know find min, that means we have to visit the left pointer till it becomes null. Similarly, find max mean we have to visit the right pointer till it becomes null. So the moment we reach a node whose left pointer is null, we have reached the minimum node. So we have to make that node the root of the tree. Similarly, if we talk about a find max, the moment we reach the node whose right pointer is null, we have to make that node the root of the tree. So here we are going to perform find min operation. So find min, we have to start from the root and we have to traverse the left pointer till it becomes null. So we found 10 and then we have to split. So here we have to simply perform a zig rotation in order to make 10 the root of this tree. So first rotation at 50, that is the right rotation, followed by another right rotation at 30. So this will make the tree something like this. So we have actually splayed at the minimum value, that is 10. In a similar way, if we talk about find max operation, then we have to traverse the right pointer till it becomes null. So in this case, we found 100 and then we have to splay at 100. So first rotation, it will be a zig rotation, as 60, 90 and 100, they are related via right child relationship only. So first we have performed zig and then we have to perform a single zig in order to make 100 the root of this tree. So with this we have completed the find max. And then we have two more operations which are related to find min and find max, and they are delete min and delete max. So we all know in order to perform a delete operation, the first operation to be performed is the search operation. So if we wish to delete the minimum element present in the tree, we will first perform a search to get the minimum element in the tree. So the moment I perform the find min operation, the minimum value, it will become the root of the tree, and then we have to make the right child of the old root as the new root of the tree, and then we have to delete the old root, because find min operation will shift the minimum node at the root. Therefore, the left subtree of the root must be empty. Similar is the scenario with find max. The moment we perform find max, the maximum node, it will become the root of the tree. This implies the right subtree of the root should be empty. So if we have to delete max, we have to simply initialize the root of the tree to the right child of the old root, and then we have to delete the old root. So if we talk about this example again, so we have already performed the find min operation on this tree. So we have to simply perform a zig operation in order to perform find min. So the moment I perform find min, as we have discussed, the minimum node, it becomes the root. So its left subtree, it should be empty and it will have only a right subtree. So in order to delete min, we have to simply shift the root to right of root, and then we have to delete this 10. So the resultant tree, it will be like this. In a similar way, if we talk about delete max operation, so we have considered this example only during the find max. So the moment we perform find max, 100 will become the root of the tree, and again the maximum node, it is shifted to the root. The right subtree of the root should be empty. So in order to delete this root, we have to shift the root to left of root, and then we have to delete the old root, that is 100. So the new tree, it will be the complete subtree which is rooted at 50. So with this, we are done with the operation of delete max. Now we have to discuss a simple deletion operation. So deletion operation, again, the process is same. We have to first search for a node. The moment I search for a node, and if the search is successful, the node should be shifted at the root since it is a splay tree. So if it is a successful search, we have to delete the root if it is found. Otherwise, if the search is unsuccessful, then we have to simply splay at the node which we have reached just before visiting the null pointer. So if it is an unsuccessful search, there is nothing to do. On the other hand, if a search is successful, we have to first play at the node to be deleted. It is nothing but the search operation only. And then we have to delete the root, leaving the two subtrees left and right. Because the moment you delete the root, you will get two subtrees One will have all the values lesser than the deleted node. Another will have all the values which will be greater than the deleted node. So the two subtrees left, it will have all the node values which is less than the deleted node. Secondly, we will have right, that is R. It will have all the values which are greater than the deleted node. So again, there are two options to proceed. I can work either with the left subtree or with the right subtree. It is similar to this scenario which we have discussed during the deletion operation in binary search tree, where we wish to delete a node having two children. So if a node is having two children, we can either work with the predecessor or with the successor. In a similar way, if I am working with the left subtree, I am actually considering the case of predecessor. If I am working with the right subtree, I am actually considering the case of a successor. So if we have picked the left subtree, then we have to first perform the find max operation on the left subtree. The moment we perform find max operation, the maximum value, it will become the root in the left part, and then its right subtree, it should be empty. So right subtree, it will be added to the right pointer of that tree. So we have actually joined left and right subtrees. The another case may be we can work with the right subtree. So if we are working with the right subtree, we have to perform find min operation on R. The moment we perform the find min operation, the left subtree will become empty, and then we will add the left subtree to this R. So again, we have joined both the trees. So both the ways, they will provide different solutions, but they both are valid. So let's say here we wish to perform a deletion operation and we have to delete the node 30. So first step will be you have to search for a node 3030. Since 30 is found, the moment it is found, we have to perform a single zig rotation in order to make 30 the root of the tree. So we have searched for 30. Next, we have to delete root since the search is successful. If search is unsuccessful, after this step, we have to stop. So here we have found 30. So now we will delete the root. So the moment we delete root, we will get two subtrees. One will have nodes which are less than 30 and another it is having all the nodes which are greater than 30. So this subtree we are calling it as the left subtree or L, and this subtree we are calling it as the right subtree or R. So we can work either with this or with this. So if I pick the right subtree, so from the right we have to pick the minimum node, or in other words, we have to first perform find min operation. It is similar to the finding successor in binary search trees. So you can correlate that also. So if we are working with the right subtree, we have to pick the find min operation. So the moment I perform find min, minimum node in R, it will be shifted to root, and then all the node values, they should be present in the right subtree of that node. Its left subtree, it is empty. So after performing find min, we have to simply attach this tree which is rooted at 10 as a left of 40 to complete the operation of delete 30. So this can be one solution, or another solution will be we will work with the left subtree, that is a tree which is rooted at 10. So in that case, we have to perform find max, because if we are working with the left subtree, that means we are actually talking about the predecessor, and predecessor is nothing but the maximum node present in the left subtree of a node to be deleted. So here we have picked left subtree, so we have to perform find max operation on it. So the moment we perform find max operation, all the values which are lesser, they should be present in the left subtree of the root, because root is the maximum in L. After that, right subtree, it is empty. So we have to simply attach this complete tree which is rooted at 80 as a right child of 20. So this can be another possible solution. So you can work with either the right subtree or with the left subtree. Both the ways they are possible, but they will give you different results which are correct. So with this, we have completed all the operations on splay trees. Next, we have to discuss the algorithm corresponding to bottom up splaying. So here we are assuming that we are maintaining the parent pointer within each and every node of a splay tree. So we have to simply pass the node at which we wish to perform splay. So first step, we have to check if the parent of a node at which we wish to splay, that is x, is present or not. Because if the parent of a node is not existing, that means its parent is null, or in other words, the node x at which we are trying to splay, it is already present as a root of the tree. So there is no need to perform any further checks. So after that, if its parent is existing, we will check if the grandparent is existing or not. Because if the grandparent is existing, that means we have to pick either from the double rotations, that is zigzag or zig-zig. But if grandparent is not existing, then we have only two options, that is zig left or zig right. So if at line number 2 grandparent is not existing, then we will check if the parent of x and x, they are connected via left child pointer or right child pointer. If they are connected via left child pointer, then we have to perform a right rotation at the parent of x. Otherwise, we have to perform a left rotation at the parent of x, because parent and x, they are related to each other via right child pointer. That's why at line number 3, we must have obtained false. And then if the grandparent is existing, then at line number 2, we will get false. So the moment we get false at line number 2, we have to check for the 4 conditions to identify how x at which we are trying to splay is related to its parent, and how the parent is related to the grandparent of the node x. So it can either be left-left relationship, left-right relationship, right-left relationship, or right-right relationship. So accordingly, we have to write all the 4 conditions. So if parent and x, they are related via left child pointer, and parent and grandparent, they are also related via left child pointer, then we have to perform 2 right rotations, and first right rotation, it should be at the grandparent. So we have to first perform right rotation at the grandparent, followed by another right rotation at the parent. Similarly, if we talk about another scenario where parent and x, they are related via right child pointer, and parent and grandparent, they are also connected via right child pointer. So again, we have to perform 2 left rotations. First rotation, it should be at the grandparent. So we have performed left rotation at the grandparent first, followed by another left rotation at the parent. After this, we have to consider the remaining 2 conditions, which are for the zigzag cases. So we have written, if x and parent, they are related to each other via left child pointer, and parent and grandparent, they are related to each other via right child pointer. So what we have to do, we have to first perform a right rotation at the parent of x, followed by the left rotation. So the moment I perform right rotation at the parent of x, after this rotation, x will become the new right child of the grandparent, or in other words, the parent pointer of x, it will be updated to grandparent now. So now we have to again perform left rotation at the parent only. Similarly, if all the conditions, they fetch false, that mean we have to consider a case where parent and x, they are related to each other via right child pointer, and grandparent and parent, they are related to each other via left child pointer. So here we have to first perform a left rotation at parent of x. The moment we perform left rotation at the parent of x, the parent, it will be shifted to left of x, and the new parent of x will be the old grandparent. So we will first perform left rotation at x parent, and again we have to perform right rotation at the parent of x again, because new parent of x is nothing but the old grandparent. So with this, we have completed the bottom-up splaying approach in splay trees. In the next lecture, we are going to start with the top-down splaying approach. Thank you.